Ken Little was an all-encompassing athlete who played so many sports, it seems to me, when you were young. But your baseball days were very special as well, Ken, and I think we talk in terms of the Rosedale dynasty and so on. But you've got your own special memories, I'm sure, as to just what were the highlights of your playing days in baseball.
Well, Bob, the biggest thing I remember about both the Rosedales and the St. Boniface native sons, we were okay ball players, but we were generally better individuals, I thought. We had a team of really solid citizens, and that rings a bell with me, and those friendships have just lasted over the years, and I think it's not only the ball that did it, it was just how we handled our lives, and we can name lots of people on the team, the Hudsons, Freddie Dunsmore, Johnny Warren, and all really tremendous athletes in their own right, but we worked as a team, and that was the fun part of it. As you know, in those days, Bob, the money wasn't the object in all of these things. It was to get some fun out of sport, and that's what we did, yeah.
As you think along those lines as well, what really got you started into baseball, particularly, Ken?
Well, I can't remember. I remember Mom put me into piano lessons, and I guess I wasn't too excited about that. She said I spent all my time looking outside at the kids playing, so finally she got me out of piano and got me into, well, didn't get me into sport, but I just went into sport, and both Mom and Dad were athletes in their own right, so I guess that was fine by them. It was better than some things young kids could do, so they just let me carry on. And I think from their point of view, I was their entertainment lots of times, because they hardly ever missed a ball game or a hockey game or a whatever game that I was involved with. So that's kind of how you just ease into it, sure. And you have fun at it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ken, I think of you in terms, more than anything else, of speed, whether it was on the baseball diamond going around the bases, or whether it was on a hockey rink or on a track running the 100 meters. It seems that speed was your middle name.
Well, Bob, at 150 pounds, you had to have some speed, or you wouldn't make it. And I think of hockey today. You know, 225, 230 pounds, guys running around trying to hurt each other, and so a big man in our days might have been 200, 210, so maybe 150 wasn't bad, but certainly any success I had in sports was attributed to speed, and maybe, I hope, a little bit of intelligent playing the game, but speed was my forte.
Did you have any baseball idols as you were growing up, or teams that you?
Well, yeah, the teams was the New York Yankees and Joe DiMaggio. So that wasn't a bad idol, I guess.
Not at all.
But now in the money game, I'm not too excited about the Yankees or the Red Sox now, and I guess I'm a Blue Jays fan.
Kenny, you played at ballparks like Osborne Stadium with the old amphitheater rink out in right field and so on. Yeah. And the crowds that used to come for junior all-star games was something truly exceptional.
5,000, 6,000, whatever Osborne Stadium held, they filled the place.
Sure.
That's exactly right. And it was, well, I guess it was an entertainment then, Bob. At the old St. Boniface, we'd play every Sunday. And they'd really crowd around the outfield. There'd be a good crowd, and I think you had to pay to get a seat, but you could. It was just a silver collection in the outfield. So I guess it was part of the entertainment around town. You probably remember. I think it was King Edward School out on Arlington, and the crowds they drew for the fastball game.
Right, sure.
So, so that was entertainment in our days. Yeah.
Ken, you've been living in Kelowna, but I think in your heart you're probably still a Winnipegger and a Manitoban.
There's no doubt about that, Bob. When push comes to shove, when the Bombers are in, I'm a Bomber fan, and when the Jets were there, I was a Jet fan, and every time Manitoba plays someone else, well, I know where my heart is. Yeah.
Any one special highlight that stands out as far as your baseball playing days, Ken?
Well, there was a couple, I guess. Through Terry Hind, he got an invitation for Freddie Dunsmore and I to go down to Philadelphia and have a workout at Shive Field. And in those days, we went down by train, so it was a long trip down there. But we did get to get on the field at Shive Field and hit a few balls and field a few balls. I do remember I talked to a guy in the outfield, and I just picked the guy who was closest to me and asked him a few questions, and he happened to be Mexican, so we didn't converse too readily. But anyhow, it was fun being there.
Sure.
And
another highlight you said?
The highlight, well, obviously going into the Hall of Fame was a big highlight, and I was lucky enough to go into the Sports Hall of Fame, and I suppose because that combines several sports, those were obviously the highlights of your career. And when you're recognized that way, you think, well, it's just special. And how good you were, well, you don't know, but when you're recognized that way, it's very good.